Hello, my amazing artists. Today we are going to start with a sheet of paper. You're going to need a white sheet of paper and a brown sheet of paper. For this project, you are also going to need a palette. I'm going to use this chipboard here, a black marker. You're also going to need a pair of scissors and glue. I'm going to use the white sticky glue and also some Q-tips as well as some yellow paint. This is tempera, but feel free to use acrylic or whatever kind of paint you have. Let's begin. Starting with the white sheet of paper, what I would like you to do is draw a beehive, which starts with an upside down letter U. But don't make it too wide. Then I want you to put two bumps, one on the left side and one on the right side, so the beehive gets bigger. Let's make it even bigger. Give me two more bumps that loop around and touch. So two big bumps so that it gets bigger and bigger and your beehive is whitest on the bottom. Great job. Alrighty, the next thing we're going to need is a palette. Mine's made of chipboard from the back of a cereal box. You're also going to need some yellow paint. This is tempera, but you can also use acrylic. Grab a cotton swab or a Q-tip, and let's start by filling in our beehive from top to bottom. Now, as you can see, I'm making a line that goes from left to right over and over again. This isn't the kind of pattern that you want it to be all over the place randomly. I want you to fill it in, going from the top to the bottom. And we go from the top to the bottom so that our hand doesn't accidentally get into the paint while we're working. This is a much better way. That way our palm, as we create the art, is always in a place on our paper where there is no paint. Make sure that you take your time to do a good job. Remember your craftsmanship. It doesn't have to look like mine, and it certainly doesn't have to be perfect, but take the time that you need to do a great job and be the very best artist that you can be. Okay, so after you've filled in your beehive, it's now time to give yourself another little blob of yellow paint. Stick it on your finger, and I want you to make 7 blobs all the way around your beehive. These are going to be bees. We're going to turn them into bees, but only after the paint has dried. All right, your next step is get out some brown paper, and I want you to draw on it an upside down letter U. This is going to be the doorway to your beehive. And again, we can't really put it in place until after the paint has dried. So for right now, all I really want you to do is get out a pair of scissors and very carefully cut along the line that you just drew to cut out your beehive entryway. Great. Okay, we're going to skip to a different part of the project. I want you to get out a second sheet of white paper. Make sure that it's landscape, that the longest sides are on the top and on the bottom. And for this part of our project, we're going to create a queen bee. So we're going to need some crayons and a pair of scissors. So get those out if you haven't gotten them out already. Great. Now what I'd like you to do is fold your paper twice. Make sure that the bottom 2 corners touch the top 2 corners and give them a nice crease. And then fold it in half again. The corners on the right side should be folded over to touch the corners on the left side. Give it another nice crisp crease and open it back up again. The reason why we're doing this is because we want to keep our queen bee about the same size. Rotate your paper very slowly so that it is landscape again, longest sides on the top and the bottom. And we're only going to be drawing in the top left section that we've made for ourselves. Let's start with kind of an open box. Great, just like that, tilted to the side diagonally, and give me a dot right about there. Nice. Now give me 2 curved lines from either side of your open box to that dot. This is going to be your queen bee's crown. Now you're also going to want to draw circles that kind of float above each of these 3 points to make it look a little bit more like a crown. Now draw your queen bee's head. Give me a nice curved line. Goes down to the chin, onto the cheeks, around back to the crown. We're also going to need some eyes. I like to draw 2 circles and I fill them in, leaving a little tiny shine in the eyes, just a little partial circle in there. And to make it look more like a girl bee, a queen bee, I'm going to put some lashes, one here and one here, and don't forget that tiny little U-shaped smile. So cute. All right, now give me a curved line for the body and connect it back to the head. And after that, we're going to need some wings. So these are two more curved lines, like an upside down letter U, and we're going to draw them so that they overlap each other. Now what I want you to do is give me 3 stripes, because bumblebees have stripes. Then a little stinger, which is a triangle on the end, and fill it in. And bees have 6 legs, so give me 6 lines. Nice! Okay, it looks great. It's now time to get those crayons out and color. So the first color that I'm going to get out is a yellow, and I'm going to start with the beginning of my body. Because bumblebees are striped yellow and black, I'm going to skip a section. And then, of course, I got to color in the crown yellow, so it looks like gold. So I'm going to do a great job coloring. I'm not going to let any of the white paper show through, and I'm certainly not going to forget about the 3 floating circles above the crown. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out a black crayon. Okay, and I'm going to use this black crayon to color in the bee's face, its head. I'm going to make sure I get all the areas, but I'm not going to color inside the eyes. And then I need to color in the spaces on the bumblebee's body that I didn't color in before. So that's this middle section here and the tail section over here. And onto the wings. So get out a blue crayon, and I want you to trace around the outside of the wings, pressing down with a level 2 pressure, which is fairly firm. So you're tracing around the outside of these U-shaped wings. And then on the inside, with a pressure level 1, it's super light, barely letting the crayon touch the paper. I want you to color in those wings. After you're done, your next step is to put your crayons away, of course, and get out a pair of scissors and cut around your bee. Do a great job. Take your time. Make sure that you don't cut into your bee. And if you're looking closely, you can see that I'm leaving some space, some white space, all the way around the outside of my bee, around the wings, around the legs, around the body, and even around the crown. And we are going to put this somewhere safe after we've cut it out, along with our brown door. And after everything has dried, we will get back to our project next time.